there and welcome back. So today we've got tinsel. We are going to have a look at a, I suppose you call it a vintage little set, the Bachmann DeWitt HO scale set. Now this thing was made 1980s, so if you think we're in 2025 now, so this little set is like 45 years old. The fact that the way it runs and what it does and what have you, I think it's absolutely fantastic considering the age when this was, like I said, when this was produced. So I got this for, I think it was about £20, something like that, which is really cheap. Now I did have the box to go with it, don't get me wrong, the box was fantastic, you know, with the way it opened up and everything. Sadly it ended up getting damaged, so all I've just done is taken out the little protective polystyrene insert, and as we can see here we've got the little train itself. And it's kind of handy because, to be fair, it's just a little bit small to keep on the shelf, and the stuff that would have originally been with it, it just wasn't there, which obviously a 45-year-old set, you know, you're not going to expect with a lot of them that everything's, you know, going to be there. And if it is, then you've done really well. So I'm not going to go into too much looking at this detail wise, because like I said, with the age of this set, you know, it's going to be a lot more basic than say a set would be nowadays. But I thought, you know what, this is a cool little thing. And while I was having a sort out at the weekend and got this back out, I ran it, I was like, yeah, this thing's really it's just funny to watch it going round. So yeah, so let's just have a quick little look at this and then we'll pop it down on the track, and yeah, you'll see why I like this thing. So anyway, so come on, so let's just have a little look at it down the deck. Okie dokie, so here it is. So you can see we've got our loco, the tender, and then we've got 3 little coaches to go with it. So let's just have a quick look at one of these. And you know, it's HO gauge, so it's not, you know, it's not the standard 00 that we're used to. But if you look at that, considering the time when this was made, it's an absolute cracking looking little coach. Plastic wheels, it's all there, very basic little coupling. But yeah, it's an absolute cracking looking little coach, huh? Brilliant. And then so as you can see, we've got 3 of those. So 3 coaches join up to the back of the loco and the tender. Now this is together, so this comes out in its own little piece of plastic. So let me just tip this out, just being careful with this. Ooh. Right, there we go. And look at how cool that thing is. So if I pick this up and have a look underneath, and here's another thing. So this is again 45 years old. You can see the motor in there. Now considering there wasn't the technology then, there wasn't the little teeny tiny cordless motors and all that we, you know and appreciate now sort of thing, it's incredible that they've got this, a little bit like the Candy Dancer what came out. It's so incredible that they've got this inside of here. You can't, apart from a little bit there, is there anything at the back? It's a little bit there. Apart from those 2 little tiny bits, you can't really tell that there's a motor in there. And again, you know, just for what the time is absolutely fantastic. The wheels are nice and free moving on the loco. You've got a cracking bit of detail in here. You've got your barrels, what's supposed to be, looks like your cola, your log load. And look at that. I mean, you've got metal pipe work on it. You've got a really cool depiction of the pistons. You know, you've got the boiler, the chimney at the top, a chimney at the top, a chimney at the front. And you can see there that these, when it focuses on the bit I want it to, these are proper little teeny tiny brass pipes. I mean, how incredibly cool is that? Again, just for the time that this was brought out, I think this is absolutely brilliant. It's so cool. And the fact that it still runs, don't get me wrong, obviously it doesn't run like a modern day loco would, but considering the fact it does run, and like an older loco, when you see it on the track it'll probably stop, it'll judder, it'll stutter, it'll then fly around a bit, because obviously with older ones like this they do need to get a bit more warmed up. You know, like typically before you do, you know, they will run optimal, but that is just like a lot of the older locos. You know, you've got the painted wheels as well. I mean, look at the way the lining's been achieved on that. I mean, that is like, you've got a couple of marks, obviously the age, but that is absolutely perfect, to be honest. I dare say some of the more modern models that you get now, I have seen them where the lining on wheels, honestly, it's not been any better. Some of them are actually, I have noticed, can be a little bit worse. So, you know, absolutely fantastic. So let's get this down onto the layout. Let's have a little look at it in all its wacky glory, because this thing's just fun. You'll probably hear me laughing my head off. And then let's take a little look at it again. 45-year-old train running around on a modern layout. This is fantastic. Right, so here we have it down on the track, all joined up. Come on, how brilliant does that look? So I know this isn't going to do a crawl, but let's just turn up the controller, see what it does. Oh, it's trying. Oh, there we go. There we don't go. Okay, let's give it half a chance. There you go. I will have give this a few laps to run in. But how brilliant is that? Let's see if it'll go straight into reverse. Just needs a little bit of help to get going. And these old locos sometimes do need that. Oh, no, it just started going. There we go. And considering the age of this model and the fact that it's not only running, but it's running like that, this is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And just a cracking little wacky addition to the layout. And do you know what? I am going to say something. A good few weeks ago I was looking at this and I hadn't quite really run it yet. And I was thinking, do you know what? I might get rid of it. So I did. When I had it, I did box it up. I did take it back to the shop. But you know what? Last minute I changed my mind and thought, no, I'm not even seeing the thing going properly yet. Because it was a case of, it was like a really like cheap little buy. It looked cool. And you know what? And on heart, I'm honestly made up that I didn't get rid of this. Because it's just brilliant. It's so cool. Just again with the fact of how old it is, the fact that it's still running. And I haven't seen, well, I have when I've looked into it, but up until this point I've never seen one that looks like this. And I tell you now, this is the good bit. Don't get me wrong, it's not quite a pocket rocket. So let's make sure we're going the right way, and hopefully this is just going to set it off the way I'm going to try and do it. So if you're ready, on your marks, get set, go! Ah! I tried to do that as quick as I could. And oh my goodness, yes, it's making a bit of a noise because it's an older train, but look at it go! Oh! Do you know what? How could you not love something like this? I mean, this layout doesn't have any like underlay on the track, so it is a little noisier. But there you go, we've turned it down, and look at how smooth that's running. It is a little jerky every now and then, but I tell you what, considering that all that is doing is picking up on that little tiny tender with the motor in, and it's able to run as smooth as what it is, as well as what it is. I think that's absolutely brilliant. I really do. And in fact, just a little bit too much. You can hear the motor just trying to kick in. So you just need a little bit more. Let's on the newer controller. There we go. Well, look at that. See, just a little stop there. But again, pop it in reverse. So you just need a little bit more power on these modern controllers, because the older controllers are a bit more whack, here's your power sort of thing. But that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. And it's nuts. So let's enjoy a little bit of this going like the absolute clappers round the layout. I'll try and put a little bit of a funny bit of music to this one if I can. I think I know the one that I'll use. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy this, and let's have a little sum up of it after we're finished. Right, so I've literally just stopped this just to show you it's still going, and if we slow it down it does stop, but we can make it, it's actually a little better in reverse, so we can make it do a little crawl. But yeah, this is the absolutely nuts and bonkers, well, I suppose you call it now, vintage Bachmann DeWitt train with its few little passenger coaches. And this is brilliant. This is brilliant. This thing is absolutely nuts. But again, let me just do, wrong way, let me just do this. There you go, you set it off, you slow it down. Shows I can run at a really, really nice speed. So yeah, let's see what we can get. Just a little, probably about the best what we'll get with that. But yeah, this thing is brilliant. Considering the age of it, the time when it was made, absolutely cracking little runner. So I think that's about it for this week. So with that being said, let me know down in the comments, please. You know, have you got anything like this? You know, maybe you've got the same little set, but just like a little older set like this, which when that's running at its slower speed is probably how fast it would actually go, but something wise just completely bonkers goes the way that this one does. So yeah, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have stuff run good, that runs like if you would to scale. But then when you've got something like this, where you can just have a bit of fun with and just let it run absolute riot and think, that's ridiculous, but I love it. You know, it's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, we could do with a few more little more fun type models than this, I think. So, you know, maybe that's a little shout out to manufacturers, you know. Just pop something a bit fun in there every now and again, you know. It will be really, really well received as I'm rocking the camera all over the place. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this old train set. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. So brilliant. Right, with that being said, thumbs up, like and subscribe if you would. That would be absolutely amazing. What an absolute nutty little train this is. I absolutely love it, and I'm made up that I didn't get rid of it in the end. And yeah, I would definitely be running this alongside some other stuff. I wonder if we could race it against some bits as well. That could be interesting. Right. Oh god, the mind's going already. So, with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you in the next video.